Hey Libra, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is our daily reading for June 19th, 2025. Let's see what's going on with Libra. The heart of your reading, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so what you're working on in yourself right now has to do with your fire energy and your air energy. This is the mind and the spirit. Your passion, your confidence, your sexual self, and your mental ability, your intelligence, your discernment. There's either a reset happening here, as signified by the reversal, or we're highlighting the shortcomings because that's what you're working on. It's possible that these are two characters and you're one of them in the story, and you're kind of bringing the worst out of each other. Because I can see this as Libra, air sign, like when this fire sign person comes at me in her shadow energy, it just turns me into a monster, and I fight and I argue and I dig in and I debate in a unethical way, you know, shadow side of air energy. So that's another possibility. Okay, let's see. What's the challenge for Libra? Something needs to end, shedding the old skin. So I think this is hearkening back to my original interpretation of sort of an overhaul of your own qualities. Pardon me. I'm sorry for the pause, you guys. 12 readings a day is a lot of talking. Need to be sure to take care of my throat. Okay. Your challenge being death energy. This is a letting go of the old way of doing things, recognizing that it wasn't working, letting it change shape, no longer exist in the same form, needs to transform. You need to transform. Or this relationship with someone else needs to transform. Again, I'm getting like this shadow side fire energy, Knight of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So that we might be talking about for you an external force, someone that you're dealing with, rather than this being like two facets of your inner self. Show me what Libra is focused on. What has our undivided attention? You could be daydreaming a lot. There's, at the very least, there's something that you're very driven to achieve. It keeps you... Yeah, it feels very dreamy, like your happy place. You like to escape to something because it makes you feel safe and secure, but it's a bit of future faking. It's a bit like escaping from the whatever you don't like that's going on in your present day reality by going somewhere in your head like, all right, that's okay. Doesn't matter what's going on now. I'm not going to deal with it. It's going to be different soon. It's going to be different. I'm going to have $1 million, or I'm going to be in a different relationship, or I'm going to have a different job. And it's a different sort of energy than like a manifestation mindset, law of attraction. I think you might think you're doing that, but what I'm getting is more so, how do I want to make this distinction for you guys? It's bypassing the work that would need to be done in order to get you from point A to point B, and rather thinking that it's more magical, that it's like, I'm gonna wave my magic wand and I'm gonna make it so. Whoop. Don't ask me why I have a magic wand here. It's sorry, since I brought it up, I'll some of you might have seen in a recent like set that I had. I did a top-down angle, and I had I have a pentacle and a sword. I'll show you as well if you're curious. I have a distilled, this way, no, that way, distilled tarot sword, and a pentacle and a cup. My pentacle and my cup. So it's like the magician card in the tarot. It's sort of that energy. At least that's what I was modeling it after. All 4 aces at the ready. All right, that was a bit of a diversion there. But kind of like in line with what we're talking about with the way that you're using this vision for your future is to escape your present without much thought or action into how you get there. It's like I'm disavowing any connection to walking the path that would get me there. And I think to the disservice of definitely you, but I think those around you. I hate to be so hard on you, Libra. I'm looking for, you know, obviously this is your reading. This is meant to be helpful for you. So trust and believe that my intention is to bring through messages that are going to be helpful for you and beneficial for you to hear. In the recent past, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is doing a lot, being really busy, spinning a lot of plates, or wearing a lot of hats, so to speak. But it begs the question of, can I do it all? Am I burning the candle at both ends? What is, it eventually culminates, this energy eventually culminates in feeling like I can only do one, I have to drop the other. Maybe you feel like you have to be all things to all people, so you say yes a lot and people please. Like, yeah, I can do that. Sure, you want that? That's what the situation requires from me. I'm going to do it. And that's not allowing you to really shine through. It's like taking action for others, but not for yourself. Or maybe you're lashing out and feeling inside, you're feeling burnt out and fizzled out, and your fire is kind of being extinguished because you're expending all that energy to please other people or to support them and their needs. Okay, show me from your higher self perspective, what's the silver lining here? What's the benefit? What's the good that's going to come from this? Libra Spirit Support Team, from your perspective, the good that can come from this is Lovers in reverse. Looking at a past relationship or a current relationship, something that went wrong or is currently not up to snuff in terms of how a mutually beneficial and reciprocal relationship in love and romance could and should be. There's some sort of vision of this, awareness of this concept that's going to really crystallize throughout this phase of your life. Maybe today, maybe in the near future. But it's a shift in how you value relationships and what you bring to the table or not. I think likely having to do with not trying to be everything for your partner. And without making it transactional, recognizing that there must needs be a balance in all things. And if you're the one pouring into the relationship without the other person doing the same, then there's not that balance. Maybe you're wishing and hoping and dreaming one day they'll change. I deserve a great relationship, and you're just manifesting it. Like, you're in a bad relationship or a non-mutually reciprocally beneficial relationship, and you're allowing that to fester and continue. But in your private world, you might be saying, he's changing, he's different, or they're different, they're gonna treat me better, I deserve it. When the actions you would need to take in order to get to that outcome is potentially breaking up with that person, freeing yourself up for a partner who is going to be a match for that. But remember, first comes the alignment within you, right? In the near future, we have a rejection of an offer. Four of Cups is feeling ho-hum when an offer is made. That doesn't really sound good to me. You're offering me, sure, you've caught this prey for us, dear partner. Thank you so much. It's something that foxes naturally eat, and I should think, oh, yummy, thank you so much. But I'm just not interested. I'm not hungry. I don't want that particular thing, or I don't want it from you. So apply that to your situation, and it's this sense of a shift in desire, or maybe not faking desire when you don't have it. I think that's more true to the point here. Being more forthcoming with expressing a lack of desire when you don't have desire. Your surprise energy is the King of Wands showing up here. So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse as part of your expression in this reading, and I think this is representing your partner. Now, gender doesn't matter here. This is just like the yang to your yin, so to speak. This is someone really putting their foot down with authority, possibly making demands, but they feel like it's showing up in the upright, which tells me they feel like they are in the right. And they may very well be. I don't see any reason to suspect otherwise, other than the Lovers in reverse, and the fact that you're sitting here wishing for something else. At least from their own subjective perspective, they're stepping up, they're taking charge, they're putting their foot down, and they feel correct in doing so. Justified is the word I'm looking for. They feel justified in doing so. Show me hopes and fears. What is Libra hopeful for, and what are we worried about? Magician. You really, when you are doing this, like dreaming away for a future that is not manifesting yet, you think you're doing this, which is a little bit more hands-on, taking action, alchemizing energies, making changes, a real player in the game, and not more so, this is like a more passive energy, waiting for it to happen for you. So you're hopeful that your manifestations will take form. I think you're also afraid of the actions that it might require from you and the changes that it might require from you in order to get the outcome that you're wanting to manifest. Let's see, based on your current trajectory, how things are likely to coalesce. Most likely outcome, Seven of Wands. There's gonna be I don't know what that word is. There's going to be cause for you to need to defend your territory somehow. And whether that's literal territory, like this is my home and I'm not leaving it, or this is my job and you can't tell me I need to quit my job. Or it could be more ideological, like we said I would be a stay-at-home mom, and that's the plan that we're sticking to, like defending that territory. But there's gonna, because you're put in a position to need to defend that, that tells me that someone's gonna come at you and sort of threaten that in some way, disagree with it, say it shouldn't be that way, lay claim to it. Because we have the King of Wands kind of putting their foot down about something, I think they're going to be in the, what's that word, in the assertion, in the coming at you mode, and you're going to be in the defensive, like trying to protect the status quo. I would say we'll see what the advice says, but it's possible that this person is right and they're just asking for a change to be made. They might be saying we should break up. They might be saying you should go back to work, or whatever their truth is, that they're kind of putting their foot down and saying this is the way it is, this is the way it's got to be. I think from their perspective it's correct. But I think objectively it might be correct. I obviously don't know what your situation is, but when I'm reading energies, it's more like this defensiveness is coming from a fear of change, and what that might mean. Lack of belief in the self to be able to handle the change. But again, okay, so the challenge is death energy, remember? Letting something change, letting something, possibly letting something metaphorically die, end. Transform is the word that I got originally, so that could be more of like an overhaul or transformation that needs to take place. But I see you as being resistant to it. It could be more complex than that, and you just need to sort of stake your claim in certain arenas to make sure that it doesn't completely get wiped out, and you're willing to make changes and compromises, but you're kind of taking a stand on, like, these are the points that I will not compromise on. That might be it. Let's see your advice. What advice do we have for Libra as they contend with these energies? We have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Swords in reverse. When an offer is made to you, I think it's not going to be on the table for very long, but it's going to be genuine. It's going to be emotional in nature. If you want it, you've got to grab it quickly because it's moving fast. This Knight of Swords in reverse is like, well, this is something that can work, that could work. Do you want to do it this way? Here's an offer. And if you equivocate or let that offer stagnate, I think it might expire. As indicated by the Knight of Swords in reverse isn't waiting around anywhere for long. It's the fastest moving energy in the deck. So Libra, that's my the way I would interpret the advice from Spirit for you, this reading for you today. I hope it helped. Have a great day, and I will see you back tomorrow.